Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined by the other host,
Karen.
And again, it's our new format we're going to do. This time a little different as well, again, because every week's been different. We recorded our main content well in the past.
Yeah,
about a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago.
We went to see Meatloaf, a Meatloaf cover band or tribute band at Reggie's here. So when we get to that segment here later on in the show, we're going to tack that in there. We're going to see how this flows. It's probably going to sound like shit. So, I mean, all of our shit sounds like shit. So whatever. This is for us and whatnot. So
yeah, exactly. But we'll be in different outfits, different looks.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how that goes. But how we've been starting our shows off recently is just talking about what we've been listening to. So Karen, what have you been listening to?
Today I listened to no music, but we still have stuff
no
in the
music.
car.
We did. We were back home in Iowa this last week or so, and listened to a lot of Rock 108 as we typically do. I was back. I listened to a lot of new music that we're going to talk about on here.
Good. Yeah.
And that sort of dovetailed into sort of other explorations of music as well, especially one band in particular that we'll talk about. But the Megadeth album I've listened to a few times now and then went down like a Megadeth, not necessarily rabbit hole, but when I did listen to music today, it was Megadeth. Okay. So been a busy Megadeth and other new music week for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like in the car we listened to some like This Is Catch Your Breath playlist, or
we did do some of that, yeah.
Like Lamb of God playlist or whatever. So
I was really struggling on the way home to find something I wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know, nothing was just feeling right that I just wasn't in the mood for anything in particular.
Yeah.
But I was in the mood for something, just I don't know what it was, and nothing was really getting that itch for me.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's it for the intro chat thing.
Yeah. Next week I'll do better on listening to more music.
Yeah. Let's dive into the headlines in our first segment here. And the first one is that the band Poison, you know them, right?
I've heard of them.
Heard of them? Apparently they were going to do a 40th anniversary reunion tour, but the lead singer Bret Michaels sort of refused, or he wanted basically $6 to $1 on like what they got paid. He get paid $6 and the band would get paid $1. The rest of the band would. So that didn't fall through, or didn't kind of see its way through. At least that's according to the drummer Ricky Rocket.
Wait, his name is Ricky Rocket?
I believe that is correct. Now, this morning, we're recording this on Monday, January 26th. This Monday, I did see an article that Bret Michaels apparently last night or yesterday or sometime posted on Facebook, basically saying like, hey, congratulations, I think to the band being inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame, which I didn't know was a thing necessarily. I think I've heard of it, but
I feel like I've heard of it, yeah.
Kind of forgot about it, honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's down in like Texas or something. So I think I've heard of it, but I'm not 100% sure if I did. So at least that's what his post said. The post didn't rule out a tour. He seemed, Bret Michaels, this is on his Facebook post, seemed like he'd be interested in doing a tour later on based on the vibes of the post, what I've read anyway. It didn't sound like he was trying to start any beef or do anything with that with his band. So I don't know what's going on with the whole money thing. Poison's a band that I don't really listen to. I'm not a big hair metal fan, but I would actually like to go see a tour of theirs.
Yeah, I feel like we would. If they did a tour, I feel like we would try to catch a show.
Plus they're in Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't know if they are, but like they're the band playing the Winterfest that year. I think 84, 86. I don't know. I love that movie 86. And they're in there, so it's just kind of funny. So it would have been cool to see them. Yeah. So who knows, maybe. The next one is a new sphere is being built. This is, I think, the third one. The first one, obviously, in Vegas. The second one's being built in Saudi Arabia, I want to say, or Abu Dhabi, which I don't know if that's in Saudi Arabia. I think it is. Or UAE. Is that whatever? Somewhere in the Middle East it's being built in one of those giant cities in the deserts. The third one apparently is being built here in the States in the National Harbor in Maryland. Apparently, the project is going to receive roughly $200 million in state, local, and private initiatives to help fund this. I'm not a big fan of companies getting public money to build shit like stadiums and shit like that. Yeah. So I'm a little upset about that, but I do really like the Sphere. It was a great venue when I went there. I want to go see another show. Hopefully Metallica announces, and hopefully we have the funds to go in time and get lucky enough to get tickets to that, because I think that's going to sell the fuck out instantly. So I want to go back. I think it's a great, unique experience for live music. I don't think it needs to be Sphere form. The big thing, like, it's a cool gimmick, right? Yeah. From an outside perspective, from an architectural perspective and whatnot. But the magic or the really great thing is the venue inside, right? Like you can do that in any shaped building.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be a
have
sphere.
Yeah.
So maybe that could save money on building these things.
Yeah. Well, it does say that this is going to be a smaller scale.
Yes, this one is definitely going to be smaller. I saw that too.
Yeah, so it's not going to be as large as the Vegas one.
But I mean, the same technology that you have to produce the shows at, Vegas or Abu Dhabi or the other one could easily be ported here. Just, scale it down just a little bit in terms of the visuals. But I think it's going to be awesome. More of these around means, better technology, hopefully cheaper technology as more of it goes out. And then more shows at those spheres as well. So maybe smaller bands like Lamb of God someday could play there or something like that.
To think about like the smaller scale or like using the same technology just in a different shape building and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. In my mind, maybe this is being too simplistic, but like using a cell phone screen versus like a TV screen, for an example. Like you can watch the same thing on both and it looks the same on both, basically.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, what I was going to say is like, so in my mind, it doesn't matter like what size the venue is or what size the screen is, or the screens, I guess, because it's all screens, or like what shape it is. Like you should be able to import the same visuals.
Yeah. And you brought that up. I didn't even think about that, but I was going to try to do, and sorry for interrupting a little bit there, but is the comparison of, like you said, viewing something on your TV or your phone, or even going to like a movie theater and then going from a movie theater to like an IMAX. Like it's very similar, right? In my mind, with that, the way you described it. So that was a good take. That I hadn't thought about that in that way, but yeah. Next, we have Slipknot is no longer suing the people who own Slipknot.com. And we talked about this a little while ago. I don't know if it was as a 666 or part of an episode.
Did it just come up in an episode? Because we weren't doing this format.
No, we weren't doing this format. Or maybe it was just talking amongst ourselves even.
No. Maybe.
But I thought it was for an episode. But I think I guess it says here, October of 2025, that Slipknot tried to sue or started to sue Slipknot.com to sort of like a cease and desist or something. They had claimed that fans were being defunded or defrauded, whatever the term is, out of like trying to convince fans like if you're going to buy merch from here and think you're supporting the artist, you're really not. So Slipknot withdrew their argument or withdrew their claim, which still leaves it open that in the future they could present this claim again. There's some legal like mumbo jumbo in terms of like the website's lawyers like filed for some sort of and I don't know what the terminology is, but they basically made a filing with the courts, and the courts said Slipknot has to do X, Y, Z, and they didn't, so they withdrew their claim or some shit like that. I don't know.
Well, this says that Slipknot failed to properly serve the registrant within the court's timeline.
Okay.
So if they failed to meet the deadline, then it's a voluntary dismissal. It's almost like if you sue somebody and they don't show up to court, you automatically win.
Gotcha.
Like, or if they don't have a representative show up to court, then you automatically
But they withdrew the claim themselves, apparently. So now this article I read basically said they could go out and do it again, or sue again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it says that Slipknot filed a notice of voluntary dismissal, which was done without prejudice, which means that they can file again, meaning the band. Oh, and then it says they could file other claims in the future.
Yeah. And like, I guess I kind of get like, if you go to slipknot.com, you might think you're going to Slipknot, and maybe newer fans might, but I knew like for me back in the day, I kind of knew that wasn't slipknot.com. And what I can't remember is like if the old website was very shitty. I haven't been to slipknot.com in forever. I know it's slipknot1.com, which is sort of our email is metalvice1@gmail.com, in sort of reference to Slipknot.1, Disturbed.1, because all these new metal bands in like the early 2000s all seem to have like band name 1.com, because I think people went out there and bought up all of these domains, and then like, if you want it, you have to pay me $20,000, and the bands are like, fuck that, we're not doing that. We'll just put a 1 behind our name and call it good.
I'm sure it was well over $20,000.
It could have been. But yeah, I just want to pull that up there because I could have sworn we talked about that in a past episode. So just kind of closing the loop there, and we'll bring it up again when they sue again, probably.
When it comes up again.
Yeah.
I wonder if the next article is going to be like, they settled out of court to relinquish the name.
That could be. Well, also, I mean, since that article, and maybe it was when we talked about Slipknot selling their catalog.
Oh, is
we
that
did
when
do
we
a
talked
666
about it?
on that.
Yeah, that might be when we talked about it, yeah.
And maybe because, they don't own their catalog anymore, because they did sell that. that they're just like, fuck it. We don't give a shit anymore. If the people who own our catalog want to go and pursue this, go ahead and go do it. We're still selling our merch. We're doing our thing. You guys go fucking figure that shit out. That was one thought I had as well when they came out with that.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, our next article. I need to come up with a better transition between these articles other than our next. But our next article.
The next one.
The next one is Matt Zane is set to self-fund his unauthorized Wayne Static and Tara Ray documentary. I had seen several articles about this over the last year or so.
I feel like I did too. I didn't know that it hadn't happened.
Yeah.
I thought it had.
I didn't really read the articles because I kind of sort of didn't care. But I've always sort of had this thought in the back of my head, like, who cares if it's unauthorized? Aren't there a lot of unauthorized documentaries out there and whatnot? I don't know who Matt Zane is. I need to look more into this. And I had meant to do that before recording here so we had more information. So maybe this is something we do a 666 on down the road or something. But from what I read, it sounds like Matt was a friend of Wayne and Tara. And he has old footage that hasn't been seen. He has a couple of tracks that Wayne had written that haven't been heard or released. And it's the estate of those two who is sort of fighting against this, saying, do not publish this, do not support this. I think the fans are also behind the estate, saying, like, don't support this. This is against the state's wishes. They don't want to. Matt's apparently claiming that, Wayne told him he wants him to do this documentary. And from Matt's perspective in this article, he's saying, like, I'm doing this as, like, a friend. I'm doing this because I want to let my friends live on. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just, the whole unauthorized documentary aspect of thing is really throwing me because, I mean, anybody can do a documentary about anything, and then it's up to the fans to, like, well, everything in that's just bullshit. And then, it just kind of fades away and whatnot.
Yeah. So it seems, so I literally just Googled it, and it seems like in December that the estate sent a cease and desist to prevent this from happening. So I think that's where the unauthorized word comes from, is they are, I mean, it could turn into a lawsuit or whatever if he does pursue this, but it seems like he's going forward with it.
So the other thing in this, as I was reading this article, again, the first time I saw several of these in the past, Matt's also pointing out, like, why are you attacking my documentary when there's several of them out there online that you can watch right now? Just go to YouTube and you can find Wayne Static documentaries out there. Why are you attacking mine? It also appears that the estate is putting together their own documentary as well.
Well, they should just come out at the same time, and then we can do, like, the episode like we did on Firefest.
I was thinking the same thing because Firefest did the same thing, right? You had the Netflix and the Hulu, and I can't remember, like, the Fuck Jerry guys made one. I think it's the Netflix one, and then somebody else did, like, the Hulu one. Same with Woodstock 99. Yeah. There's a documentary on HBO and one on Netflix, and I want to do an episode on both of those too, so maybe that will be coming up here in the future. I thought the same thing, and it's really fucking weird. I say let it happen. If fans watch it, they do. If they don't, and it sort of just falters, cool, like, that happens, right? I could see an argument, especially if there are a few solo tracks that Wayne had written in the past that haven't been released, and the state's being like, we own those solo tracks, or we should own those tracks, not you.
And that could be what this is all fighting
exactly
over. Yeah.
So again, I've seen a lot of this. I had meant to read a lot more into the backstory behind this, but it sounds like Matt might be, or is attempting to do a self-funded.
Yeah, if there's a cease and desist out there, then I mean, we're not going to pull it because you have to do, like, Freedom of Information Act. But somebody probably did somewhere out there already requested the documents, and you can see exactly why
they're doing the cease and desist.
Yeah.
What's that called? FOFO?
Freedom of Information Act. So Freedom of Information Act.
FOIF? I've heard the term before.
Yeah, I've always just heard.
And the acronym people say what the acronym is.
I'm like trying to think of what the acronym is, but yeah.
In any case, I don't know. I want to do more research into this. And yeah, maybe we'll do another episode or more content on that later on. The last bit of metal news, or yeah, I guess metal news that we have. It turns out that metalheads don't fuck.
Okay.
I just brought this in there because it's funny. There's several sort of research studies that are released throughout the past, and we all point to them. Like, turns out researchers say that metalheads are the happiest people, less depressed, and they point to the music being angry and aggressive and blah blah blah. So this was a new study that came out from this like platform or something. I don't know what it is. Victoria Millen, that did a research study on fidelity and what the people who cheat, their favorite types of music are. And they found that the number one type of music, that if a person says they're a fan of this music, they're more likely to cheat on their significant other, and it's jazz. Followed by salsa, then pop, then country, and then fifth is rap, with classical in sixth. Metal found all the way at the bottom at 2%. And this article is just basically saying, like, does this make, is this just an ad for this platform, whatever the fuck they are, I can't remember their name. Yes. Is this something that just makes metalheads look good? Sure, I guess it is. I just thought it was funny. I wanted to throw it in there.
I would say, I don't think your music preference has anything to do with your fidelity or your morals.
No.
But also, if you think about like the higher number of, or higher percentage of people, or the music genre or whatever, there's probably more people that listen to those genres than heavy metal or indie music. That
definitely could be. The sample size was very small too, at 6,500. So you think of metalheads and
where did they do it at? Because I think location, does it say? It doesn't say.
No, but location would matter as well, right?
Like if you go to like
rural Iowa.
Oh yeah, that country would be. But like if you go to like Laguna Beach,
other forms,
yeah, like it. I don't think you're gonna find very many metalheads on Laguna Beach. I don't know. I'm stereotyping people now, but
but also like think of the people in. I was looking at it more in terms of like somebody in rural Iowa. The metal community in that community is very small, and you tend to like stick with your community.
I think we're kind of saying the same thing then.
So like if there's 10 metalheads in this small little tight knit community, it's versus here in Chicago where there's hundreds more. It might, not necessarily the access, but like, I don't know.
Are you saying like the access of people to have an affair with?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
I don't think people care what genre of music you
listen to
they
if
don't.
You want to have
an affair with somebody.
No, I agree. Any case, it was funny. I just want to throw that in there because it was funny. But
I agree with whoever wrote the article that it's probably just a way for their platform to get out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Get some news headlines and whatnot.
Yeah.
From reputable news reporters like ourselves.
Right. And I don't think it shouldn't be metal fans don't fuck. I think it should be metal fans don't cheat.
I was trying to change it so it was more of a funny headline. Like, yes, the original headline is something like metalheads are more, what's the word? Not faithful. Metalheads are more faithful. I think that's what the original headline was. I was changing it to be funnier, I guess. I was trying to be funny with it.
Okay.
Apparently my joke did not land, so whatever, it happens from time to time. Anywho, that wraps up the news. Fun stuff, I guess. Moving on, our next segment, for the second week in a row, we have In the Studio. Here we're just going to talk about bands that have announced albums that are coming out or working on albums that we've been announced and we're looking forward to. The first of which comes out on May 1st, which is the album One by Seven Dust. I think this is like their 15th studio album.
Wow.
I did not know they've had that many albums.
We don't really follow Seven Dust that much.
We don't. We talked about this on the few episodes we've done where we've seen them live, typically as openers. I don't think we've ever seen them as a headliner. No. And it's always like, I don't know why I didn't get into them. Like, their music's good. I enjoy it, but we've never gotten into them.
Yeah.
They are touring with this as well. I think it's a medium-sized tour. They're coming to South Chicago, not South Chicago, South Illinois. Like I was telling you about this. It's down by at the casino.
Yeah.
I think it's down by St. Louis somewhere. Pretty far for us. I don't think we're gonna make that show. That would have been fun. But oh shit, I should have put that in the concert calendar. I don't think I did. But Seven Dust is on tour too.
Oh, I had a lot of concerts. Hopefully you got them.
There's a lot of concerts again this week. Moving on, the Halo Effect is working on their third album.
That's exciting. I hope they come back to the U.S.
I know.
That's all I care about. Or We're planning a trip over that way next year. So
Yeah.
maybe.
Ooh, that'd be fun for
Maybe
their
we
album
can see
release.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that any date's been announced for this or any title or anything. It was just sort of the headline or the article I was reading was basically just, they were saying, hey, we're in the studio, we're working on this. It's coming, it's down the road, but it is in the works. So that's a good sign. Pink Noise, I have no clue who this is, but it's hard rock. They have a new EP, Flesh and Bone, out April 17th. Then we have Monstrosity with Screams from Beneath the Surface, which is coming out March 13th. They currently have a single out called The Colossal Rage as well. Haven't listened to that. It was in the new music section, but I haven't listened to that yet. Then on March 20th, Exodus is releasing Goliath. They currently have a single out, 3111. That's how I'm saying it, but yeah, 3111.
3111.
Have not listened to that yet either, but that is coming out March 20th. March 20th is also seeing the release of Looking Glass Hymnal Blue. Hymnal Blue. Looking Glass Hymnal Blue.
Looking Glass Hymnal Blue.
That one by The Silver, which they also have a single out as well called Two Candles. But yeah, that's all the new music I saw sort of in the studios are being released. But there was new music that was released this week as well, and I have a few that I listened to, and I think you have one on here as well. So
my one contribute to this week's episode.
Yes. First off, I guess we have a new Rob Zombie song from his upcoming album called I Am Rock and Roll. It's a zombie track.
I was gonna say Rob Zombie just sounds like Rob Zombie.
There's some that come out and I'm like, holy shit, that's really fucking cool. Like Everybody's Fucking in the UFO, Dead City Radio. I love those tracks. So when I heard those for the first time, I was like, holy shit, it's Rob Zombie, but they're good. This was just, it's Rob Zombie. It's good if you like Rob Zombie, but it's Rob Zombie. Next I have Back and Grillin'. I think I'm saying that wrong.
Back and Grillin'. It's spelled that way, Back and Grillin'.
Back and Grillin'. This is, I think, The Refuse. This is members of Refused. I think they're like new project or something. I saw this was announced last year and I was super excited when I heard about it because it's described as hardcore, punk, noise, and free jazz.
You better not listen to that.
Why is that? Oh, jazz. Well, it's got punk in there as well. It says a hardcore. I did listen to this. It's on Bandcamp. That's the only place I think you can stream it. But well, I don't know if it's the only place, but you can't stream it on Spotify, so that's kind of cool. I listened to it on Bandcamp, and they say hardcore and punk. I definitely got those elements, but at the same time, to me, those kind of hardcore is a subgenre of punk, sort of to me.
I hear that. Yeah.
To me, hardcore is like the bridge between punk and metal, or one of the bridges between those two genres. So I get that definitely in this song. The noise aspect, I definitely get that in this track as well. And the free jazz, it's really fucking interesting. It's not my favorite necessarily music, but it's something I could see myself listening to as background noise.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say the name of this, but it's their first album. It's self-titled. So it's a self-titled album. Back and Grillin'. On SoundCloud.
How you actually say that?
I think that's how you say it.
Back and Grillin'.
But that was fun. The next song I have, or the next album I guess I listened to was the Megadeth album, was also released. Our friend Jerry's a big Megadeth fan, and he listened to it. He told you, he's like, I didn't really like the vocals.
He didn't tell me. He posted on Facebook.
Oh, did he post on Facebook? Okay.
Yeah. I guess I read it, so it's kind of like he told me.
Yeah, exactly. I listened to it. I kind of got that vibe as well. I've heard others say the vocals are kind of off to them.
I only listened to one song, and I listened to one song, and then I watched a review on Instagram of a song, and that was funny.
Oh, what one? Do you know what song it was?
I don't know what song it was, no. But
also, when we were in Iowa, Lou Brutus, Hardwire Jackie, or Full Metal Jackie, both of them were talking to Dave, and he talked about the key, or not the key song, the first song, Tipping Point, a lot on that. Okay. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, it's okay. It was just kind of funny. I don't know.
Funny listening to the guy talk about it. Yeah. Key tracks for me that I liked. Let There Be Shred is kind of like an autobiography a little bit. It's not necessarily the greatest track, but it was kind of funny. Like I was passively listening to it the first time. Well, I guess both times. And when that song came on, it's like, wait, he's just talking about himself. Because like the lyrics are something along the lines of, as soon as I picked up the guitar, I couldn't let it down. And it was like the riffs came out and they were just heavy, 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 like shit like that. And it's like, oh, this is just like a self, like a autobiography type song and shit. It was kind of cool. But it wasn't necessarily great. I just wanted to call that one out. Another Bad Day I really liked as well. That was a really good track. And then
Ride the Lightning.
Well, all right, before Ride the Lightning, we get The Last Note, which I really like that song. The guitar on that was so good. There's like some Spanish classical guitar in there. The last little riff at the very, very end of the song it's beautiful. I fucking love that bit so much. Again, it's sort of autobiographical. It's kind of Dave saying like, I'm putting down, I'm done playing my last note. It's his goodbye to Megadeth, right? It's their final album, it's their self-titled final album. And then after that, we get Ride the Lightning. It says it's a bonus track, which, all right, kind of makes sense. I wish, if I was doing this, I would flip them. I'd put Ride the Lightning first, then my last note. But because it's a bonus track, I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah.
Also, his very first album, or Megadeth's first album, the last track on that was, I can't remember the name of that track. Mechanic, I think it is, or something. It's basically the Four Horsemen. So he helped write Four Horsemen, and he played that on that first debut album as the last track. Picked up the tempo much faster, changed the lyrics some. But the first time I heard that, I was like, wait, this is the fucking Four Horsemen, right? And it's the same riff. It's like note for note the same. So it kind of made sense then to put Ride the Lightning at the end of this album as well. It's perfect little bookends. But yeah, all in all, definitely not my favorite Megadeth album. Still, it was good. It was fun, but yeah, there were some gems in there as well. But yeah, not my favorite Megadeth album by a long shot. And then the last one for me that I listened to was Majorque, with Touch My Love and Die. So she is, this is the side project. I can't remember the woman's name who put this together or who is in this band. So this is Amelia Burns' sort of band or project.
I would say Brune.
Brune.
Bruun. So yeah, Brune.
Yeah, but I think she is from the Netherlands. She put together this track for Thanks Melody Grand Prix. I'm probably fucking that up. How I understand based on reading the article is this is sort of a competition within the country, and if she wins this competition, she then represents the country when she goes to Eurovision, and she'd go to Eurovision with this song.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Eurovision. I've heard about it, and I know it's really big in obviously Europe.
Yeah. I don't know anything about, like, I've heard of it too, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, but like this is a song she put together. So I listened to it. They say it's like mythical and metal and doomy, and I definitely get some elements of metal, but I don't get a whole lot. Definitely very tribal. I listened to some of her other stuff, and it's very, very tribal. And this is sort of the other rabbit hole I went down the last couple of days, is going down this sort of Scandinavian tribal metal type shit. Hyena, we always call it. They were in town in 2024.
Yeah.
They're very similar vibe to this. Even they came up when it was shuffling.
Oh, okay.
I really like this kind of shit. I always forget to oh shit, I want to listen to that, or I should go back and listen to it. So this song definitely got me back to go do that.
I just see that it's recorded in Dolby Atmos, and the theater by us uses Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting that they're recording music in the same that they're doing like movies in.
Yeah, exactly. And they did call this out. Like, she's worked with television and movies as well. Like, she's done stuff, I think, on Netflix Vikings. She's written music for them.
Okay.
It's very sort of cinematic, her music. When you listen to it, I do feel like this fits perfectly into a movie, like a fight scene or something like that. It's very grandiose. It's very deep and dark, and some sort of, again, some aspects of metal. Some tracks have a lot more than others. It's really, really cool. And in this article, they do call out, or they do point out, that she is very well known for using real musicians. So every single note is a musician playing an instrument.
And not backing tracks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
or
that's really awesome.
they're paying real artists to do this. They're not using AI. They're not using, yeah, exactly. So, really cool to see that. And again, they're just trying to use the best technology to record and get the best sounding for that instrument.
Yeah.
Really, really cool, awesome piece of music. Touch My Love and Die. And then Karen listened to new music too.
Well, you did too. You heard it at the same time I did, but
I wasn't really listening to it.
Catch Your Breath released a new song, Lost. It's a Catch Your Breath song. I don't know. I don't have very much to say about it. I liked it. I think it's going to be another catchy song. I like Catch Your Breath's lyrics. They're easy to sing to and that sort of thing. So,
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Catch Your Breath. However, I agree with you about the catchy songs.
Yeah.
Because
They're
I
very
think it's
melodic, very...
Yeah. What is it, Dial Tone? Is that one of theirs?
Yeah, Dial Tone's one.
And then 21 Gun Salute.
Yeah.
Like, those are the two I know, and whenever I hear them, the first time I heard it, it's like, I don't like that. It's kind of boring. But it has grown on me over time, for sure.
It's just, like, when we see them, we've only seen them twice, but when we do, it's like... And we're going to see them coming up here in a few weeks, or a couple months, I guess.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's February. Yeah, somewhere in there.
But anyways, when we do see them, it's a concert that I would go into being like, okay, it's not gonna be like hardcore pits and like shit like that. It's gonna be stand back, sing the songs if you want to sing.
For us anyway.
For us,
probably gonna be some pits going on.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure there's gonna be pits going on, but for us, it's not like one of those concerts.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that wraps up the new music. Again, we're trying to like focus on music we've listened to instead of just listing off everything as I initially started off doing. That is for the In the Studios now, where I just listed all off. Moving on, we have some items in the merch table we want to check out. The first of which is the new Lamb of God album. Now, we've talked about this before in the past as well. I wanted to call this one out because we got an email from Norwegian, I think it was.
From Norwegian itself or Headbangers?
All right. Headbangers, to me, Headbangers and Norwegian, they're not the same, are they? One's the boat, all right. Headbangers, Sixmen is the company.
Sixmen
there
is
we
the
go.
company, yeah.
Headbangers and Sixmen to me is synonymous.
Yeah, those are almost synonymous, yes. Yeah.
So anyway, from that email list we usually get from them, they sent an email out saying like, hey, since you have gone on the boat before or have booked for a future trip, I think they called out both possibilities, basically as to why you're getting the email.
Like basically your name is in our email
for
bank or whatever.
Exactly. So because of that, you can have, here's a unique link that you can go and you can buy a special Headbangers Boat Lamb of God jewel case CD for like $13. So you know what, we bought the album on vinyl, the first pressing and whatnot, and like fuck it, whatever, it's $13. Let's go ahead and get this one too. It's not a new unique link. You can go directly to Lamb of God's website, then navigate to their merch, then navigate to their music section, and it's like right there to buy.
Yeah.
So it's not specifically for people who are on the boat or went to the boat.
You just got notified that it's out there.
Exactly. And when I told you about that, you're like, yeah, let's go ahead and get it. But you also said something along the lines of like, why isn't it on the boat?
Yeah, I think that would have been better to sell it on the boat. That way, like, you had to go on the boat to get it and not, like, anybody can just buy it.
It is limited to 1,000 copies. You can buy up to 4 copies if you want, of course. But I did also see on, like, social media somewhere, probably Reddit. I don't know where on Reddit, maybe Headbangers or Lamb of God subreddit. But somebody posted that in the comments, also called out, like, why wasn't this sold on the boat? Why is it being sold on their website?
Yeah.
So, whatever. Kind of cool, I guess, that they're doing unique shit like that. I do wish, would have been sold on the boat or something like that.
I mean, maybe they'll have some copies on the boat, but I think it would be better if it was only sold on the boat.
Yeah, agreed.
And have enough copies that enough people could buy it and not like 100 copies.
And you could have done it as like they do the merch. They do a few merch items for pre-sale.
Why couldn't it have been a room thing? Like, just give us the new album.
Fuck. That's actually a really good idea.
That much to give away
as CD. Like a swag item. You show up to your room and here's a CD for 2 CDs,
Yeah.
One for each guest or something like that. How many, because they track how many guests are on there.
Right.
Because you get the swag that way anyway.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea.
I understand like they're selling it for $13 or whatever, or 12 something, but it's like it can't cost that much to produce, say, 1,000. I mean, they produced 1,000, but like
Or better yet, give them
away.
people like a flash drive with the MP3s on there, plus like a photo album or some other random shit on there as well.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
That could have been, that's a really good idea.
I mean, now we sound like we're complaining, like they don't do enough on the boat.
No, but this is more of like a missed
special.
opportunity.
Yeah, and it's also not special because it's
anybody can buy it.
Anybody can buy it.
Yeah. So the email was a little misleading. I bought it through that link, and then later I went to the website and saw it. So again, just wanted to call that out there. But the next item, the last item at the merch table, this is the reason I wanted to call out merch on these new episodes, is for items like this.
Okay.
And this is Party Cannon, and they have a new EP coming out. But, for the last couple of years, I've been saying Malevolence takes the cake. Like, they do the best physical media. They had a Marlboro Lights or Marlboro Cigarettes cassette. They had a cassette in a bean can, like a can of baked beans. And then they had a DVD that looked, or not DVD, a CD that came in like a packaging that looked like it was a PlayStation video game. And I was like, these are fucking awesome. You're giving people a reason to buy physical media. Well, Party Cannon has a new EP coming out, and they're releasing they're releasing their EP on, can you guess what? An N64 video cartridge, like a video game cartridge, a legit N64 video game cartridge. You can buy these as bundles on their website. There were 2 bundles. The first one comes with a t-shirt, the N64 cartridge, a CD, a signed photo book, and then some little tiny figurines, resin figurines, unpainted. They have them painted in the ad, but you get yours unpainted, so you have to do it yourself, which is kind of, I'm not somebody who paints miniatures. I wish I was. I wish that was a hobby I got into, but I just don't have the patience for it. So I would not be able to do that, but they have theirs painted. They look pretty cool. That bundle there cost $130. If that's a little too much for you, you can get all of that without the t-shirt for $110. I was going to buy one. I went to the website. I was going to pay for it. I don't really know Party Cannon. I just want the N64 cartridge. The thing is, each package is limited to 100, and they were already sold out by the time I got to it. And again, I think it's just because it was that weird N64 cartridge that they had. It does say that the N64 cartridge comes with all the songs. It comes with like photos and a bunch of other shit as part of the cartridge, because they can put a lot of like memory or something into it. I think you do have to have an N64 to play it.
Yeah, I was wondering how you would play it.
I would not ever play that, but I'd let it just sort of sit as like a cool little memorabilia piece behind us. But you do get the CD to listen to it, so whatever. That's kind of cool. Did miss out on that. That's a little a shame, I guess, for me. That would have been a really cool thing to get. But
sorry, you couldn't spend your money on shit that we don't need.
There is that little bit too, yes. But like I said, those weird sort of merch items is the reason that I wanted to add merch items to our sort of
because we're not
segments.
like just doing like, oh, Lamb of God has a new shirt or
exactly.
Blah, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a perfect example of what this whole segment was supposed to be about, even though, as you said, Lamb of God has been on here twice now with 2 different versions of the same album.
Yes.
So, if you can't tell, we like Lamb of God.
Yeah, and I just realized I'm wearing a Headbangers sweater right now.
All right, just a little bit here left, but real quick, let's go to the cemetery gates.
Oh, darn. We're supposed to go more than 1 week with no
yes.
cemetery gates.
Yes, unfortunately not. We are here. Francis Buchholz, and I'm sorry if I fucked up that last name.
Yeah, we tried to look up the pronunciation.
Yeah, but he was the original bassist of Scorpions. He passed away at the age of 71 from cancer. If you don't know the Scorpions, they were very, very big in the early 80s or mid 80s or something. And songs.
Yeah, it sounds like they started in like 73. So,
oh, did they really?
Yeah, or even earlier than the 80s.
Yeah, I when I think of the 80s, I think of them, but I guess maybe they were the 70s. I haven't listened to them in fucking forever, but songs like "Rock You Like a Hurricane" is theirs. Like they're probably their biggest track.
Yeah, I
would
gonna
say.
I'm sure. Like even people that don't know.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Would know that song. Yeah.
That's like the track that like your aunt who doesn't listen to metal at all would know that song exactly. I'm not saying your aunt who listens to this wouldn't know that, but you know what I'm saying.
Just like your family member.
Exactly. They also had songs like "Still Loving You" and "Wind of Change."
I don't know the Wind of Change song, but
I don't really either. Again, Rock You Like a Hurricane. I'm sure if I heard other Scorpion songs as well. Yeah. But
I got that stuck in my head.
Do you know?
Rock You Like a Hurricane.
We when we were working through college, I worked as a butcher, and there's a group of us who were just like dicking around one night, and we're just shooting the shit, hanging out, like, we need to get matching tattoos and start our own gang and be cool. And somebody's like, yeah, we can get scorpions on our hands. Like, that's a cool, tough tattoo to get. And another kid there who, again, I wasn't sure, he's not really into metal or anything. He was sort of a jockey kind of kid. And we're talking, we're like, well, we need to have some sort of secret handshake or secret phrase to like let people know that we're in the band, like we're in a gang together. You just can't have the scorpion tattoo. Other people have that. And he's like, we could just like walk up to each other and say, here I am. And then you respond with Rock You Like a Hurricane. And we're like, holy fuck, that's awesome. We're going to be the Scorpions. Again, I think back to like, people know that song. So, a loss for sure. I don't listen to much Scorpions, but it's a band I definitely have known for a while, and big loss for sure.
It was young too.
Yeah.
I used to think 70 was old, but now it's
that's like 30 years from now.
Yeah, it's like, shit, I have a lot to do before I turn 70.
I know. I do too. Yeah. So, big loss for sure. All right. So, let's jump into our main topic then, which again, we've said we've already recorded. So we're going to slip that in right here. For this week's concert report, we're going to be talking all about Meatloaf and Billy Squier. At least cover band, tribute band type,
cover
bands that we saw.
Yeah.
At the end of 2025, I believe. It was our last show of 2025, actually. We thought it was going to be Avatar because that's the one we bought. But then after Avatar, we're sort of sitting on the couch, or you're scrolling through like Reggie's, I think.
Yeah.
And you found that this was listed.
Yeah, I was looking at Reggie's website, and this was one of the shows that was advertised.
I'm assuming just because it was a long time since our last show, and you're like, well, we should go see another show, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
See what Reggie's has.
A very long time, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right, so yeah.
Like, we need to go see a show.
Yeah, so you found this one. They were playing Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell in full, an album we both love and have a soft spot in our heart for. So we're like, fuck it, let's go see this. This will be a lot of fun. Obviously, not the real Meatloaf because he died in 2020 because of COVID complications.
2021.
Was it 2021?
I think it was 2021.
Okay,
yeah.
It's COVID related. I know he went down the wrong rabbit hole and was a bleach drinker probably, but yeah, he did not make it through COVID, unfortunately, which is a shame, not a shock, but maybe a shock too, but a shame because I would have loved to have seen Meatloaf.
We probably would have seen him now that we're going to so many shows. We probably would have made it happen just because we love, like this album just has like a soft spot for us.
This and the second Bad Out of Hell as well. I mean, Jim Steinbeck he was the guy who wrote the music. He's fucking awesome. So like that rock opera sort of sound, I don't think you hear it that often, but we'll talk more about that when we get into Meatloaf. In any case, Meatloaf was played by, or the band playing the Meatloaf album was the American Hustle, and then the band playing the Billy Squier was the Steam Lords. Stem Lords? Okay. Sorry. My bad. I'm not sure if they're local to the area or not. They said they had played Reggie's before, but they're like, hey, thanks for having us again. I assume they were local, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Any case, as we said, this was at Reggie's. This was in their bar, the Joint, I think they call that, or something.
Yeah, the Music Joint. Yeah.
$15 cover basically were the tickets. So I think we bought online. They're like 20 after fees or something.
Yeah, it was $20.86 if you bought online, and then it was $15 at the door.
Yeah, it was 15 with maybe like $3.50 in fees because we did use the ATM behind us to get cash.
Yeah.
But yeah, $15 at the door. So not bad really for just a night of entertainment for 2 albums in full. So I guess starting with Billy Squier from the Stem Lords, they played his album from 1980. Don't Say No.
1981.
Was it 1981? It was 1981. My mistake. And why don't you read off the set list or the album tracks?
The album tracks. In the Dark, The Stroke, My Kind of Lover, You Know What I Like, 2 Days Gone, Lonely as the Night, What Do You Want From Me, Nobody Knows, I Need You, and Don't Say No. And
they had also one encore song.
They had 2 encore songs.
Oh, did they? I thought there was only one.
Off of the 1982 album, Everybody Wants You, and a song off the 1984 album, Rock Me Tonight.
That's right. I do remember that. So the one thing with this band is there was not necessarily a lot of chatter in terms of the band speaking, the band banter, but there was moments where like the guitar players, who seemed like he was the leader of the band basically, because he introduced everybody, he did all the talking basically, would come out and just basically talk about the album, about how this was, Billy Squier's first record that was released. I thought it was his first, they said, but he does have one listed in 1980 as well. So I'm not sure what's up with that. They said it was his first, I'm pretty sure. And it was also like his most successful, selling like 4 million copies. And then they also joked about.
Oh, so is the other one Billy Squires as well? Or is this?
It all says Billy Squier.
It does. So I remember them say, I thought that they did say it was his first album as well, because he was with like a band.
Yes.
And then he went solo. And I thought that they said that this was his first solo album.
I thought so too. But according to Spotify, there's one before Don't Say No.
Okay.
Which was The Tale of the Tape.
Yeah. Maybe this was just his most popular one.
Well, they did say that it sold 4 million copies, and then the next one came out and it sold 3 million copies, and then the third album came out and sold like 1 million, or maybe it was like 4, 2, 1, something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then when they went into the encore, they basically said like, so this is the second album, like the title track off the second album, or the highest grossing song, or like the most popular song off the second album. Everybody Wants You. This album sold X million, and they went into the next one, the next song, I can't remember what it was, Rock Me Tonight. Yeah, you said, where like this album sold 1 million copies, and the music video came out, and it's very controversial, and that might be why he lost a lot of his fans. I still haven't checked out the music video or looked into why that was so controversial.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It did kind of like pique my interest a little bit, but no, like I haven't done that.
You haven't looked into it.
The band was fine. Like I do like some Billy Squier, especially off that first album. I have a classic rock playlist where I do have like The Stroke is on there. Lonely as the Night is on that as well. I think those are like the only 2 maybe that are on that. Okay. But like he comes on and I know who Billy Squier is, or at least I knew these songs when they started playing them. The vast majority of the songs I did not know. And again, it's classic rock. It's which is kind of weird to think like 1981 is classic rock, but it does have more of a 70s vibe and sound to it than I think of than like 80s.
Yeah. And I don't know if these guys play Billy Squires a lot, or if it was just like a special thing for the show. I really don't know much about the STEM Lords.
I don't either. I know they did warm-ups, like they were putting the set together and doing sound check and whatnot, and they played, I think it was Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, which was really cool to hear that. And I think they even played a Zeppelin song maybe during sound check as well, but they played the entire song just to like do the sound check, and then afterwards like, all right, I need more in my monitor, I need less in my monitor type thing, and then they went back and played another song, which again I think was Led Zeppelin. I can't remember. Maybe
they just are like a 70s 80s cover band.
Yeah,
or something. So.
I would definitely consider these guys a cover band more than like a tribute band.
Yeah. One thing with them playing is I don't know Billy Squires enough to like know if they played well, didn't play well, like messed up or anything like that, because like when we get to the Meatloaf songs, there was a couple parts that were a little shaky there. So, but yeah, with not knowing the album too well, or a couple songs or whatever. I don't know. I mean, they sounded fine for the band.
Yeah, so. They sounded fine. It was sort of, I don't know how to put this. Like, it was a bar show, and I think the crowd took it as a bar show.
It was a little interesting because it seemed like both bands had people there to see them, like a couple tables each or whatever. Yeah. And then there was a table there was us sitting by ourselves, and then there was a table that came from like the Linkin Park tree lights. They all had matching shirts.
Yeah, it seems like it's a thing that this group of friends probably does every year. They go to the zoo lights and then like, hey, let's go to Reggie's for dinner. And oh shit, there's a show here. Let's go check that out too.
And I saw them standing by the door for a long time. So I don't know if they were like, oh, we didn't know there was a show. Like, do you want to play the cover?
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that's what they were doing. I just, kind of.
There were people at the bar too. The guy who walked in before us was there for the music, and he was like, I'm here to check out the music and listen. He was an older gentleman as well. So I heard the bar, like not the bartender, but the person taking tickets or checking IDs also basically like, are you here for the classic album night or something? So I'm wondering if this is a thing Reggie does often.
I think it is, because I looked it up, and it seems like that they do have classic album nights, and I don't know if it's different bands playing or what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes more sense. And so maybe these are like the house bands that come in, potentially, or there's a rotating group of bands that come and play a classical album and whatnot. So, you know, you just learn that one album, which definitely to me became apparent with the Meatloaf group because, I mean, we were talking about this afterwards. I think I called them a cover band. You're like, you wouldn't consider them a tribute band? And I was like, no, they're definitely not tribute band. And the reason for me for saying that is I think of like, you know, Mega Ballads or Thrash of the Titans, who same band, same group of people, different type of bands. They play different music and whatnot, but friends of ours. And like they're a tribute band. They go in, they're learning the songs, they're playing them like note for note as best they can. They're dressing up like them, like they're really paying tribute to the musicians that wrote this music. And not saying that these two bands didn't, you know, try to live up to the Billy Squier and Meatloaf, but like they came out with sheet music and the lyrics written out that they had to like flip through to remember what they were singing. And it's like, it seems like you just sort of like, or we can rehearse this one or two times and like, all right, we're good enough musicians. We can make our way through this. It kind of sort of felt that way a little bit to me.
Yeah, I got that too.
So definitely a cover band, a bar band for me were these two bands. But yeah, the Billy Squier shit for me, it was fine. It was good. Like I said, it sounded like classic rock, even though it was in the 80s, which I guess by this time that's 40 years ago. So yeah, that technically is classic
45
rock
years
now.
ago, yeah.
But it sounds much older to me, the music style. When I hear it, especially The Stroke and Lonely as the Night, I definitely have like a more 70s, mid 70s sort of vibe to it. I don't know where I was going with that, but it was fine. It was a good, for $15 for this one band, that was good, but this wasn't our main draw. Our main draw definitely was Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool just to get, you know, this add-on sort of act as well, which was fun. But yeah, like I said, the main draw for us was definitely the Meatloaf, the Bad Out of Hell.
That's definitely what, like when I was looking through, and the advertisement for this was literally like a school lunch tray with meatloaf and mashed potatoes on it.
That was it
like,
really?
Yeah, that was like the advertisement or whatever. And so I was like, what is this? And I saw Meatloaf, and then I was like, they don't have Meatloaf, obviously. So then I was like reading through it and saw that it was Bad Out of Hell, and I was like, we should go, and we put it on the calendar.
So our friend Jerry, who's in those two bands, Thrash the Titans and Mega Ballads, like we just said, we were working at Burger King way back in the day, and I think I asked him, we were talking about different music that we liked and whatnot, and I think I asked him like, well, what do you think of Meatloaf? And he's like, it's not that good of a dish, but he's a pretty good singer. And I always think of that joke when I hear Meatloaf in that moment. So
I know I have like a post on Facebook or whatever that comes up in the memories from like 2007, and it's like, I love Meatloaf, and my mom commented on it like, I thought you hated Meatloaf.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah, not the food. Not I don't even know the last time I had meatloaf as like a food. But
we had it growing up, and I used to hate it. But we put that American cheese on the top. It was somewhat.
Oh, we never put
better.
cheese on it. It was like breadcrumbs, meat, egg, onions.
Yeah, I mean that's
ketchup.
meatloaf. That's meatloaf. Yeah.
Just the thought of it's like making me want to gag.
But Meatloaf is also a singer who is Marvin Aday. I can't remember his actual last name. Marvin is his first name. Marvin, what is Meatloaf's real name? I guess I had it right. It was Marvin Lee Aday. I thought it was Marvin Aday. Going back to a joke of where he's like an actor where it doesn't, like, I think it became like, oh, Marvin can play a role in Aday. I thought that was, for some reason I had that in my mind, because he was a stage actor, I think, before he was a musician.
Oh, okay.
And
I could see that with his like performance and stuff.
Yeah. And we just looked it up. When we looked up his name, he did die in January of 2022. So we were both wrong there.
Yeah. I thought it was later into the whole COVID thing.
But it was definitely COVID related.
It was, yeah.
But Jim Steinbeck wrote the album, and I think he saw Marvin on stage, I think during a production of Hair, I want to say.
Oh, really?
The musical Hair. And then like, hey, you'd be perfect for this role, sing the songs and whatnot. And then basically took off and made Meatloaf's career for singing afterwards. But this particular performance by the American Hustle, I believe that was their name.
Yes. Yep.
Played Bat Out of Hell. I always say Bat Out of Hell, but it's Bat like the animal out of hell. Album in full. Why don't you read off their set list?
So it starts with Bat Out of Hell. You took the words right out of my mouth. Heaven Can Wait. All Revved Up with No Place to Go. 2 out of 3. Bad. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. And the album ends with For Crying Out Loud. but then we got an encore of
one song. What was it? It's the main one out of the second album. I know. Hold on, don't tell me. I Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that.
Yes.
Which we were debating what they were going to play. We kind of thought that's what they would play.
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be Wasted Youth, which is another one of my favorite songs from that album.
Yeah.
Because that goes into the whole sort of story of him running up and smashing the guitar at the foot of his parents' bed.
Yeah.
And
we were debating on what they were going to play because we were talking about if The Paradise by Dashboard Lights or I Do Anything for Love was more popular. And I thought it was Paradise by Dashboard Lights, but you were right with...
Was I?
Yeah.
It's I Do Anything for Love?
Yeah.
Okay. I could see Paradise. No, that makes sense. I Do Anything for Love does make more sense than Paradise for like the most streams. If you go to like Spotify and look, it's 267 for I Do Anything for Love. That's million. And then Paradise is 221.
Yeah, but I even Googled it. And it was
did you Google it also?
Hit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So talking about performance-wise, we know Meatloaf, or this album, pretty well.
Yeah.
We've listened to it many, many times all the way through. And so there was, I want to say multiple times, maybe not, but where like the keyboardist would mess up or the lyrics were not sung correctly or there was timing issues
there was little spots here and there, as you said, like the keyboard hitting the wrong key or something, a few guitars as well. There's one moment where the dude singing the lyrics messed up the lyrics and like the whole band just skipped that verse and came back into the chorus.
Yeah.
So again, that's where I was like, all right, this isn't a tribute band. We had an assignment to learn this album.
Yeah.
We're going to play it.
Yeah. And everybody did have like either a phone up with lyrics or like an iPad or like you said, the, paper music, that sort of thing. So,
and there's a fuck ton of people on the stage too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it makes sense.
They had a live saxophonist though. That was really cool.
And it was tuned really well because we've been to shows, like metal shows, where there's a saxophone on stage. I think, I can't remember who it was. They were at Decibel Beer and Metal. I can't remember. You hated them. I thought they were...
Keening?
No, not the you hate them too, but it was the second year. I can't remember who it was, but they had a saxophone. It wasn't really tuned that well. Or not necessarily tuned that well, but it got drowned out. Yeah. This was definitely, the volume was really well on this.
Yeah.
But, like, it is a rock opera where there's so much different music and different musical elements into it, which is really cool. And as I said, I don't think there's many bands out there, if any, that I know of that are doing this sort of rock opera-y sort of music today. There probably is, and I just don't know who they are. I would love to like explore this genre a little more because it is kind of like, it's a really cool concept. It's a really cool sound to it. And it's not something I'm going to listen to all the time, but I do really enjoy this sort of rock opera-y sort of sound.
Like, would you consider like Flesh God Apocalypse as rock opera, or is that too much opera in metal?
No, like, I don't know. They definitely have the opera singing vocals.
Yeah.
I guess when I think of like rock opera, it's sort of the over the top storytelling. And,
okay.
Like this is a concept album as a whole. It's very operatic in terms of like the grandioseness of the story it's telling and everything through the music and like the stage presence and all that. Green Day's American Idiot, definitely a concept, like a concept album, but that also to me kind of almost feels like that rock opera sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
But so to me, Green Day's American Idiot and Bad Out of Hell and Bad Out of Hell 2, very similar vein of music for me, at least sort of rock opera genre, as I've said multiple times now.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if there's many other sounding bands like this out there that are making music like this. You know what I mean?
In
today's sense.
What you mean? I don't know anything like Meatloaf out there.
But yeah, which
I don't listen to much outside of what we listen to. So.
Right, it's a very unique sound, and I guess what I'm trying to say is I would like to go deeper and find other things like it. I just don't know if there's anything new out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is definitely not new. This is from 1970s.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely not new. And we talked about, like, we grew up listening to this. Like, this was my parents' music. My parents loved this. They'd listen to it all the time. And that's sort of how I found out about Meatloaf and got into it. And then that's how you got into it.
Yeah, I remember staying at your dad's house, and you would be at work, and I would have to get up at, like, 4 a.m. to go to work.
Yeah.
And your dad would be listening to Meatloaf out in the living room, which your bedroom was, like, right next door.
Yeah.
And, like, I would be trying to sleep because I'd go to bed at like 8 o'clock. You would be at work, but he would just be blasting Meatloaf on the speakers.
He was always watching that like storytellers, I think it was, like where he's got like it seemed like a very intimate crowd where he's like they're in a locker room or something and they're playing a song, and then he'd go in and tell a story about that song.
In a locker room?
It was staged like a locker room, I felt like.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think that's what he was watching, because he would always watch that, and we watched it not long ago because it's on like Quello.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And like I remember him always watching that. The one thing I wanted to talk about there with that was sort of the Paradise by the Dashboard Light song, because my favorite song off this album, we joked about at our wedding that would be a song that we were going to play. Like our first dance would be to that. Because
I want to do it as like a karaoke song, but who's going to let us sing for 9 minutes?
9 minutes. Well, at Headbangers Belt one year, they did Bohemian Rhapsody, and they did like the edited version. They cut it down. Yeah. But karaoke would be fun. Because like that last part where she's like saying, "All right, you gotta say that you love me forever," and blah blah blah, and he's like, "Fine, I'll give in. I love you forever. Now I'm praying for the end of time so I can end my time with you." Like that was supposed to be the joke for why it was going to be
at
like our
wedding.
first dance song or something.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite Meatloaf songs probably ever, honestly, it might be my favorite one of his songs. But the thing I like most about it is that sort of baseball scene toward the end, where like the radio broadcast comes on, where they're supposed to be like making out, and they're going through like the bases of like first base is this sexual act, second base is this sexual act, all the way to home base is actual sex, right?
Stop right there.
Right, exactly. He's on his way home, and she's like, "No, hold on, before we go any further, you got to tell me that you love me.
Love me forever."
And like, you know, the baseball bit's going on, and I love hearing that, like, just the whole like, all right, it's the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, base is empty, guy comes up, oh, there's a single into the center field or something like that, right? I just really love that part. And at this particular performance, it was very, very muffled. Like I could barely hear that at all. I was like, God damn it. I was really excited to see that. On top of that, during this moment where they're doing like going through the bases, they're supposed to be making out. They're supposed to be in a car that's the dashboard lights. They're making out on a nice summer night or some shit like that, and making out, going at it really hot and heavy and whatnot. And even though Meatloaf in that Storytellers, he talked about that. And it was really awkward watching the Storytellers because Meatloaf picked out 2 people from the crowd that didn't know each other, a male and a female. And he's like, all right, now let's start making out with her. And they were like very hesitant, like, no, I don't know this person. I'm not going to make out with them in front of everybody. It felt very cringy watching it now in today's sense. And maybe even back then it felt very cringy too. But that's what that whole part of the song's about. This performance, the female vocalist jumps off stage and Meatloaf jumps off stage and starts running around, chasing around the building, which gave the song a lot more of a rapey kind of context to it. That's how I took it. Is sort of like a Meatloaf chasing this woman around who doesn't want his advances, and she's trying to like fight him off, and he keeps chasing her down type thing. That's how I took that whole interaction.
Oh, I took it as like a cat and mouse thing with like a tease, like.
Okay.
That's how I took it. I didn't take it as like. Okay. I get where you're coming from, but I didn't take it like that.
I don't know.
That's just how I thought at the moment.
Yeah. That's how I saw it, and it kind of like took me out of the song a little bit. And then on top of that, you can't hear the baseball scene going out. I was like, well, all right, whatever. I don't know.
Poor Brian had a bad experience.
What I'm trying to say is, for $15, it was a fun, enjoyable evening. It was really fun. It wasn't the greatest performance I have ever seen.
No. I didn't go into it thinking it was going to be the greatest performance I ever saw.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of expected a little bit better with all like, you know, the miscues on the notes and like the vocals, like, oh shit, I completely forgot this chorus or this segment of the song. Let's skip it and go. Like, especially for people who are fans of the album, who are going there to see that album. So,
but again, back to my comment on the Stem Lords, I don't know if they made mistakes. I don't know the music.
Yeah.
So if we were just there to listen to music and we didn't know the album, we wouldn't maybe catch the, like, I think the singing miss up.
Yeah.
I think everybody would have known that because of how like they all acted and everything.
Yeah.
But with the missed chords and the missed keyboard, I don't know if we would have noticed those.
Part of me thinks I would have, but also we did.
How would you know if you don't know the song?
You don't know the songs, but some of the the miscues on like the keyboard where you get ding, where it was clearly off in my head. But I don't know. Again, for $15, I'm not complaining too much. I still had a blast that night. It was huge. It was like so much fun. It really was. And this is the only way we're going to hear Meatloaf's music live. So, you take what you get at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. I don't know how many people are out there doing tributes to Meatloaf also.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's like if you actually had a tribute band to Meatloaf, you probably have a little bit better of an experience where this was like a bar show.
Yeah. So with that in mind, keeping that in mind of like it's a bar show, whatever, it was cool. Like the crowd seemed to be much more into it as well. There wasn't as much chatter I didn't hear, or maybe it was just your singing I heard, not that was drowning out the chat. You said I sang
really loud, and I was trying not to.
It's fine. You were into it. You really enjoyed it. And
it is one of the albums. I mean, I can sing almost every word of every song, except for Crying Out Loud. And even when they got done with Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, I was like, "There's one more song." I'm like, "What the fuck is the song?" Like I couldn't even think of it.
I do skip it as well. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I do too. Yeah.
And it's a very slow song to end an album. Like Paradise by the Dashboard Lights is just such a high note to go out on like this low, sort of slow song.
Yeah.
Weird album composition from that standpoint.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works out.
And then for the encore of I Do Anything for Love, the other thing that really frustrated me there is you didn't have the motorcycle engine revving.
Oh, the rev, yeah.
Like you could have done like you did clearly do the sound over, or the voiceover, or the backing track for the baseball game. You could have done the backing track for the motorcycle, because like that's how that song starts. That's how it goes. It is also a 12-minute fucking long song, so
that's true.
You want to get the fuck out of there. You're gonna cut that minute of motorcycle engines.
It's interesting because like looking at Bad Out of Hell 2. Oh no, it goes further. Okay, because I was gonna say like I don't remember Lost Boys and Golden Girls.
I remember that, and this is I think like a live, because there you have I Do Anything for Love.
Oh yeah. You're right. Interesting. Also, I didn't realize that 1977 to 1993.
It was a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So again, I would have loved to have seen Meatloaf perform live. I always thought my dad and mom had seen Meatloaf perform. I don't think they had. I think when he was here for AC/DC, we were talking about it, because he had never seen AC/DC either.
Yeah.
And Meatloaf as well. And I was like, I could have sworn you saw Meatloaf. I could have sworn we went to Merlehay Mall and stood outside of like J.C. Penney's in line to buy tickets from a Ticketmaster booth. Like I could have sworn we did that. And I can't remember what he said. Either they had tickets and couldn't go for whatever reason, or they just missed out on getting tickets to see Meatloaf. But I could have sworn he did. And I think that might have been the Bad Out of Hell 2 tour. I know like...
Oh, in the early 90s.
Yeah. And if I know the back story of Meatloaf and Jen Steinbeck is they did the album Bad Out of Hell. It did not do good.
Oh, really?
Commercially in the States, especially in the States, but it did great in Europe. So we spent a lot of time in Europe touring and living off that album. And then they got back together again to do Bad Out of Hell 2. I think that's how that worked. And they did a Bad Out of Hell 3, and Jim Steinbeck died a few years back, and then Meatloaf died, so no more of that. But they did do a few albums together. Again, I don't know the story all that well. I know, really the only two albums of Meatloaf I listened to, Bad Out of Hell and Bad Out of Hell 2.
Yeah. I would agree right there.
Dead Ringer was like an EP or some shit. We have that on vinyl. And then obviously he's in Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. Yeah. So like that's the most of Meatloaf I know. All his other music I really do not listen to that much. Welcome to the Neighborhood is one my dad used to have. I never listened to that either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've listened to anything besides Bad Out of Hell 1 and 2. It was a fun night though.
It was.
It was fun just to go out. I mean, it sucked going home because it was like I think it went down to like -6 by the time we left.
It was
40s, and then it went down to...
wasn't warm, but it was warmer than it had been here in Chicago, because this was middle December when we went, like December 18th or some shit like that. And it was like 40s, and we knew it was going to get cold as shit on the way home, and it sure enough it did.
It dropped so fast.
Yeah.
So
But all in all, a fun night, especially for $15 to go see just a little bit of live music. And
we need to do that more next year.
We do. See those small, cheaper shows. Go in just expecting to have some good music and just listen to music. Maybe it's not good music, but maybe it's, it's music. It's out in the house. You're in the community. It's fun. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was a good time. All right, so hopefully that was okay transition.
It was horrible, I'm sure.
It probably was. I don't even remember what I said about that show, other than they fucked up Paradise by the Bachelor Lights in terms of the radio broadcast was too muted, and it felt very rapey during that scene.
Oh yeah, like what they were doing, like running around.
Yeah.
I just remember you saying that I sang really loud the whole time, and I remember trying to sing really quietly.
You were having a good time.
I had a really good time at that show. It was a good $10 or $15, whatever we spent.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. Yeah. So hopefully that recap was good. We have one more segment to wrap up the evening.
Concerts that are coming up?
Yes, our concert calendar.
It looks like we have a really good announcement again of a lot of shows.
There's a fuck ton of shows again, yes.
We're going to have no money to do anything all year.
No, we're not. We're starting off with one of your favorite bands, Lorna Shore.
And Signs of the Swarm.
And Paleface Swiss. Yes. This actually sounds like a really good fucking tour.
I can't wait.
But yeah, they're doing a North America tour starting at the end of January. Well, I guess they're in Europe right now.
Yeah, they're in
January.
Europe. Yeah, that's been going, or I think that's already started, actually.
Yeah, and that's with Whitechapel, Shadows of Intent, Humility's Last Breath, that tour, or that leg of the tour. Yeah. But then they jump over here in April in Buffalo, starting off there, and then ending in May, at the end of May, in New Jersey, with a bunch of stops in between. Not just in between New York and New Jersey. They're going other places as well, including the Midwest.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
But that does look kind of weird that it's here and here.
I mean, they had to fly out of somewhere.
I guess that's true. You do have to do.
Or Paleface Swiss has to fly out of somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Our next tour is Sepultura is doing their final North America tour.
Literally. Either last episode or 2 episodes ago, we were talking about Sepultura and being like, I thought they were retiring. They weren't going to tour anymore.
Because they were announced at like either Welcome to Rockville or Incarceration.
I think it was Rockville.
One of the two. Yeah.
And I was like, I thought they weren't doing anything anymore. And we went to their final tour already.
Well, here in Chicago, we did. Yes. This one, though, is with Exodus, Biohazard, and Tribal Gaze. So I was thinking about this, like, all right, they're a pretty big band. They've been around forever. It's kind of cool. Final tours are going to take a while. Dave Mustaine is going to kick off his final tour later. Is he going to do
6 years as well?
He did say it's going to take a long time to do. So they were here in the States, and then they went down to South America, or vice versa.
Metallica's final tour. That's going to be like
they're just
10 years long.
They're just not going to do it.
They should start a final tour now, because it's going to take them 10 years.
I'm in the boat of just don't announce it. Just be like, we're done. We're not playing anymore, and just stop. Or they're going to do it till they die. In any case, I can see it where what I was trying to say is, they bounce all over the place. There's a lot of places you have to hit, so they can come, back to the States, because there were a lot of places you didn't play that time around. Except they're coming back to Chicago again.
Oh, they are.
This time at the Ramova Theater, a new theater we haven't seen a show at.
Yeah, they just reopened it.
So I mean, this could be a fun little tour to see. We might make it, we might not. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to be at Val Air, though. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome in Iowa, yeah.
We haven't been back to Val Air yet.
So another cool show that would be fun to see. Who knows if we'll actually make this one work.
Yeah, this was a month long, so I don't think we said the dates yet, but April 29th to May 29th. So,
yeah.
We'll see how many more final tours that they do.
Yeah, who knows? They might come back and do another one. The next one I saw was Les Claypool is doing the Claypool Gould. I'm going to start that all over. I can't say those words. I'm blah, 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 blah. But it's Les Claypool Gold Summer Tour, featuring Primus, Fogbridge, and Claypool
Frog Brigade.
Sorry, Frog Brigade. What'd I say?
Bridge.
All right, yes.
Close enough.
Frog Brigade. I can't say that word. What is that band?
Frog Brigade.
Yes, and the next one. Claypool,
Lennon, Delirium.
Good, because I was going to say lemon, but no, that's Lennon. I literally whatever.
The two ends next to each other.
All 3 of those bands are Les Claypool bands.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, isn't he in Primus?
He's going to play all 3 of those shows.
That's interesting.
I'm not a big Primus fan, but I would actually really enjoy this just to go check that out.
Just to see what it's like.
They're going to be at the Salt Shed here in Chicago.
Oh.
Tickets for this, I think, went on sale last week.
Oh, we're not gonna be home though.
All right. Well, that helps it out. I was going to say
They sold out.
they're probably going to sell out.
Yeah.
I could see this selling out instantly.
That's Milwaukee Metal Fest weekend, so we're not home.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, nothing beats Milwaukee Metal Fest.
no, yeah. That would have been a cool one to see for sure.
It would have been interesting to see them or see see how it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and also just, I don't know, playing in 3 bands. Yeah, exactly. See how it's done. I don't know. Yeah, if we don't make it, again, I'm not a big Primus fan. I've actually never listened to Primus, so maybe I need to do that. I don't know.
I've never heard of Frog Brigade.
Yeah. Or Frog Bridge.
No, I've never heard of that one either. Wait, is Frog Brigade the poster we got?
No, I don't think so.
In that
mystery tube?
one?
I don't think so.
It's Frog something.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. Maybe it is.
Yeah. Well, next time we pull those out, let's look.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next show, we have Corrosion of Conformity.
COC.
This is a choose your own adventure tour.
Oh yeah, I saw that there was a lot of bands.
Yeah, so they had announced this earlier in the year with Clutch.
Yes.
And I was like, holy fuck, I want to see that so bad. Those 2 bands, to me, are very similar vibe. Maybe Clutch being a little more chill, mellow versus COC, but both of them sort of had that sludge, sort of stonery vibe to me anyway. So I would have loved to have seen this tour. I don't think we can make them work. At least the Clutch one we can't make work. But yeah, they're on tour with Whores, Clutch, JD Pickens. Who else? Maybe that's it. I don't know. But it is a Crowbot. It is a choose your own adventure. Not the biggest fan of these, but I get it. They are here in Chicago at the outset on 5/14, which I think we have another show that night possibly.
Yeah.
So
that's Lorna Shore night.
Yeah, that happens. You can't make everything work. So
I told you could go to COC and I'll go to Lorna Shore.
Maybe I will. I don't know. That would have been a fun time though.
That's interesting though. That's a really small venue for COC.
I know, right?
But maybe because they're also aren't they going to Chicago earlier in the tour with Clutch?
I don't think they're in Chicago with Clutch.
They're not?
No. Yeah, they're not making it with Clutch to Chicago.
Okay.
So that's a bummer. Moving on, we have Dark Divine doing a spring North America tour with Set for Tomorrow, Not Enough Space, Bailey Spin, and Save Us.
This is starting on March 4th, and it ends in March 29th.
Yep, just another quick one. And this seems like another choose your own adventure almost, where each one changes up just a little bit.
Not really. I think it's all the same. It's just copy and pasted.
Oh, is it really weird? Okay.
I mean, it was just weird to see it like this, but they have each band listed out every single time.
Yeah. So, we've talked about this. Have I seen Dark Divine? I think I have.
Yeah,
you haven't.
They played with
Ice Nine Kills.
Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Sorry. Every time I think of Ice Nine Kills, now I just say Ink. And I'm in my mind, I say Ink, and I'm like, that's not right.
Yep.
Okay, so I saw this on the list, Poison the Well, and I thought it was Poison. I was like, I thought you just said that they didn't actually announce anything.
Yeah, no, this one is Poison the Well, is doing a spring headlining tour with Converge and special guests. So another choose your own adventure. They're hitting back up Chicago as well on April 3rd at Concord, which I thought was weird because I could have sworn they were just in Chicago last year at the Salt Shed, which is a much larger venue.
Much bigger, but I don't know what they sold last year, and maybe they're thinking we were just there, so.
Maybe. That's a very good thing too.
I do think that there's a lot of people who are not like us, where we're like, oh, we just saw Lorna Shore, cool, we're going to go see them again. Yep. Or, oh, we're going to see Lamb of God twice on the boat, we're cool, we're seeing them again.
Well, the thing is too, the first time we saw Poison the Well was at...
Nutfest.
No. It was here in Chicago that cold day. Fuck, what's that venue called? It's over there by Bottom Lounge. Cobra Lounge, yes.
Yeah, that's really small.
It's like 200 people at most.
Yeah, that's when they did two albums, 2 nights or whatever.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So they went, I was like shocked. They went from that to Salt Shed, and I guess now they're going down in size, but it's still up in size. I completely forgot about that show. I forgot about
that too.
This might be a fun one to go see. They're a boat show, so I'd get to wear the vest. I haven't done that to see them yet. So I did. Not fest. I just lied. So, but that would be fun.
Lying.
Yeah, stop lying. God damn it. Anywho, moving on. Seven Dust. We did talk about that. This I think is a pretty small tour that they're doing.
Yeah, with Atreyu, Fire from the Gods, and American Adrenaline.
kicking off in April 16th in Illinois. That's the casino that they're playing.
Okay. Yeah. I would not know where that was.
Yeah, and then it's ending at the end of May in Nashville.
Those are about that's what people are touring now. It's like a month. So
yeah, it
it's
is
not
very.
You said it was small, but I think
that's probably about average. That's fair. Then we have Carpenter Brute is on tour with his new album Leather Temple is what he's out supporting.
Do you know who this is?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
But they're going to be at Reggie's. So
interesting.
This could be a fun little one to go see. This one kicks off on March 31st in San Francisco, ending May 5th in Dallas, with April 11th being, sorry, it's the Salt Shed, not Reggie's.
Yeah, it's the Salt Shed.
I fucked that up again. I lied again.
Yeah, so it must be a little bit bigger than Reggie's.
Yeah.
But we won't be able to go.
All right. I guess we're not going to that one. Again, we have quite a few here. We're wrapping it up, I think. Oh, no, we're not. We have quite a bit left. Anywho, we have Architects is on tour.
With Holy Water.
Holy Water. I don't know who they are.
I haven't heard of Holy Water, no. Wait, have I? I don't know.
But this one is very short as well. It starts in April 28th, ends May 16th. This really feels like Architects came over for Sonic Temple and maybe a couple other.
A couple days.
And they added a few days on here just to wrap up and whatnot.
Yeah, and there's a lot of days in between a lot of the days.
Yeah. But they are in Milwaukee, so maybe we might be able to make that work. Maybe we won't.
No, that's Lorna Shore Night.
Another Lorna Shore Night. Never mind.
Can you tell who I want to see?
Yes, Lorna Shore it is.
No, Lorna Shore and Signs of the Swarm. I'm not missing that.
Next, we have Fit for the King with their North America tour, with support from Invent Animate, 1056, and Acres.
1056, we've seen them.
I feel like we have too.
Yeah.
Was that that Korn show out in Denver in like 2022?
No, that was 0936 or Jairus Johnson.
Oh, okay. Then maybe we haven't seen 1056.
No, I feel like we do. I feel like it was at Riviera.
Oh, okay.
When we saw them.
We'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But let's see the dates on this real quick. May 1st to May 31st as well. Another month-long tour.
1 month.
Following them, we have In Flames with a South America and U.S. tour with support from Upon Stone, Throne, and Distance. This could be a fun show to see.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll make this one work.
Yeah, I don't know if we can. Let's check the dates.
It's April 18th is when the tour kicks off for South America, ending May 20th. Those are all the South American dates. Well, no, there's not. There's some sprinkled in here as well.
There's the U.S. dates, yeah. It looks like that they come back to the U.S. for Rockville, or Welcome to Rockville, and then Sonic Temple as well.
And then end in Puerto Rico.
Oh, then they go to Puerto Rico. That's cool. Yeah, I don't think any of those dates are going to work for us, unfortunately.
Yep.
But we're going to see In Flames at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
No, we won't. They won't. They're not there this year.
We're going to see In Flames on the Headbanger Boat.
We will do that, yes.
Sorry. Too many shows to keep everything straight.
Next, we have Dark Tranquility and Soon. I don't think I got Soon right.
Or Soen.
Yeah.
Soen. Yeah,
they're doing a co-headlining tour in North America, with the tour name being Scandinavian Heavy Arts Tour in North America. That's a really cool name.
Yeah, I like that.
With support from Persephone. I messed up these names probably. My guess is they're from Scandinavia. So
you think so?
Yeah. They're kicking this off on March. They're kicking this off on March 27th here in Joliet, or not here in Joliet, but outside of Chicago in Joliet, and ending at St. Andrews Hall in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, on April 25th.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to make any of those dates either.
Nope.
Jeez.
All right. Now I'm not lying. We only have 3 left to talk about. Well, 4. I did lie. I have one more in here that I don't.
You didn't put on the list?
Yeah, I had one more I didn't put on the list.
I saw this one announced.
Paul Bearer is doing a U.S. tour playing Foundations of Burden in full. It's an iconic album of theirs, I think from like 2013 or so. They like reissued it or something like that. And so they're going on tour to support that reissue, I guess, and just sort of play it in full. It's weird. They have a few dates by themselves, starting on February 19th, ending on March 27th with just them. And then they go on tour with Knoll, Knoll, from April 8th to April 23rd. That would be a fun show. I don't think they're coming to Chicago around the area, so we're gonna miss out on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna miss out on. I said off because I was reading Broadway or off Broadway.
Oh.
But yeah, we're gonna miss those.
Then we have Dogma is on tour.
I thought that they like broke up.
Freya. I am shocked by this announcement as well.
I think that's pronounced Frail.
Frail, sorry, not Freya. Dogma and Frail are on tour. Real quick, the dates for this before getting into this little chat. March 15th in Seattle, Washington, ending April 3rd in Philadelphia. Making a stop in Joliet on March 28th. But yeah, when I saw this announcement, I was like, I thought like half the band, if not all the band, left. And they were like, I wasn't following that whole dilemma back and forth. It was roughly the same time Cradle of Filth was going through their shit as well. And I cared more about that one than I did Dogma. Yeah. So I was reading that a little bit. But like, I think they were calling out like the management and the people putting it together as using AI. They weren't getting paid to do their shit and whatnot. I found out about Dogma about a month or two after they played, I think, Bottom Lounge. And I was like, fuck, I wish I would have known that. Because we were free that night. We could have gone. If I had known that, we would have gone to check that out, I'm sure. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to check out this show, even if they're in Joliet.
Yeah, we can't. Well, I mean, we can't go anyway. So.
Yeah, but like, even then, I'm like, I'm going to wait this tour out. We'll see how things settle out.
See what happens.
Maybe get some more stability. Maybe your management team is using AI and hopefully they stop that shit. But if that's the case, I'm just going to let this sort of figure itself out. All right, another one here. How do you say that? Colsafin? Colsafree. Before we get to the Anders Colsafie, and I'm sorry if I messed that name up, that last name, but I got an email from Riot Fest I was going to bring up. I didn't see anything announced about it, but I thought this would be something you would be really into. Maybe not. I don't know. Citizen Soldier is doing a tour. The Secret Songs 2. It's an acoustic evening with them, with Alita's Way. And New Medicine is the support for that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that announced, They're going to be at like Valera or something, I
think so. They're also in Bottom Lounge again for this, which is where we saw them.
Yeah, that's interesting because they definitely did not sell Bottom Lounge, but...
It wasn't completely empty.
It wasn't completely empty, but it wasn't sold out.
And they had a moment in the middle of their set where they did do an acoustic aspect, so seeing an acoustic-only tour would be kind of fun.
And their songs go well with that.
It does, yeah. So that could be a fun show to go see.
We'll have to see how it goes with the schedule and everything. But.
Yeah. And now let's get to Anders' show. Anders Colsafie, and again, I'm sorry if I'm messing up that name. If you don't know, was the original singer of Slipknot before Corey Taylor. He went on tour maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago now, I think with A Killer's Confession. And he played Make, Feed, Kill, Repeat in full.
That was like 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So to celebrate the 30th anniversary of that demo album, which I have on vinyl and it's fucking awesome. It's such a fun album. You get Slipknot elements in there. You can see where they were coming from, but there's a lot of shit you can get that's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
There's a lot. Yeah.
Some jazzy shit they're doing. It's fun. It's a fun album. I would love to see this show. But in honor of that album and that demo, he's doing a show on June 6th of 2026 at Woolies in Des Moines, Iowa. So,
and guess what weekend that is?
Milwaukee Metal Fest. So we won't be able to make that work. I would love to go see this. I've never seen a show at Woolies.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. I would love to see that album played in full as well. So it'd be so cool to hopefully, sometime if he does another tour, another few shows of this, we can go see that show for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun.
Again, the album is just so fucking weird and fun. And again, you can pick up their songs on the first self-titled album that they used from that demo.
Yeah. And they sound a little different.
Yes.
Like I remember listening to it and be like, this sounds so different.
Yeah, they take elements from the songs and wove them in or retweak the songs a new way. It's a lot of fun for sure. So anybody who can go to that show, I recommend this for sure. Just because I know the album, this will be a fun show, I think.
Yeah. No, it'd be really cool.
But I think that's it for this week.
Oh my gosh, finally.
Yeah.
We might be
busy week.
Oh no, we aren't recording before the next Tuesday because tomorrow's Tuesday. So I was going to say we might be recording before the next Tuesday, but.
So I expect a lot of announcements tomorrow for next week's episode, mostly around the concerts.
We need a second job to pay for all these concerts.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, hopefully this episode turned out okay, especially with that hard cut there, going back in time to listen to Meatloaf. But yeah, I don't know, good times, I guess. In any case, a lot of shows coming up, so hopefully there's something that catches your ear, and go check out some live music, and maybe we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.